Hi everyone, it's Michael Tiny Soul. Today is Thursday, May 19th, 2011 at 11:03 p.m. And I wanted to do a video on Linkden Corporation. I got a couple of emails asking me, hey Tiny, what do you think of this Linkden? So I'm going to give my opinion. So Linkden Corporation, symbol LNKD, IPO today. It is a Web 2.0 property and a social networking site for businesses. Go to Google and Google it, learn, or go to LinkedIn.com, learn all about it. I'm sure I'm not doing it justice. So it's a brand new IPO, and usually I like to steer clear of these for at least a couple of days. But this one had a nice range. Its low was 80, its high was 120, 270. So there might be opportunity on Friday to look for support and resistance levels. So the problem with trading an IPO on the first day is there's no history. So I'm a technical analyst. You don't have to like charts if you don't want to. That's fine. I had the argument of if charts were valid with two knuckleheads for 10 years of my life. I'm not going to argue with anybody else about them. If you like them, use them. If you don't like them, find something that works. That's for you. That's fine. Okay. Anyway, so without a history, it's really tough to look at support and resistance. But this had such a nice range and finished up, down here. So there is the potential to lay out some support and resistance. So we ran the Fibonacci grid. You can see we tested the 50% retracement of this swing, got a little bounce, not much. Then we tested the 62% retracement, went sideways, then we dipped down and closed closer to the low than the high. So now we have this blue line here, or whatever it is. It's blue-green. I don't know what it is. I'm partially colorblind, I think, because I always say one color and people are always correcting me. But whatever it is, let's call it green for now, okay? How about aquamarine? All right. So this level is 89.14, and this is the 78.6% retracement of this swing. This is my line in the sand, and if you've watched any of my other videos, I've sometimes referenced the 78.6% retracement. So to me, this is a line in the sand. If we test it and it holds, and it doesn't have to test it exactly, it could break a little bit through it and then come back, or it could, come a little bit shy of it. But if it tests it and then gets a bounce, okay, we have to be watching that bounce for a potential long side op. Now, if it breaks it and holds the break, then we have to watch for this to retest the lows. Now, and I don't think they're a share shortable. All right, it's way too new for that. But if that were the case, if it were to break that 78.6% retracement and hold and start to retrace down to the lows, I would just stand clear of it until it settled, right? Until it settled down and found support either at the lows or the Fibonacci retracement of the lows. Okay, you can, you run 127% Fibonacci external retracement to look for something there too. So, all right. So now what happens if it tests the 78.6% retracement and starts to bounce? Where is a potential target? Well, first let's talk if it doesn't test the 78.6. Let's see if it just bounces from here. If it just bounces from here, resistance comes in at 98.44. Now, assuming that the 78.6% retracement gets tested and it holds, okay, we can run a fib grid from here down to that 78.6. Remember, price hasn't gotten there yet, so we've got to see if it gets there on Friday. All right, so if it gets down here, it says 89.06, but it's right around that 89.14. Then resistance on a bounce would be 96.39 and 98.66. Now, if you have a charting program that has intraday data, and you should if you're looking to trade intraday, then wherever price stops declining, right, if it dips down below this and then comes back up, okay, that's where you want to attach the end of the fib grid to. So most charting packages, even the bad ones, at least have a Fibonacci ruler of some sort. So take the time, figure out how to use it, and just start with this swing high and run it down to wherever it stops before it bounces. Okay. Now remember, if it closes below the 78.6% and keeps going, then it doesn't matter. Then you just, it doesn't matter where the Fibonacci grid goes, because then you're looking at a different type of retracement, and depending on where it stops, either at the lows or it breaks the low, etc. Okay, so this is only if it stops around the 78.6% retracement, or it breaks it and then comes back up. Okay, so any other questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Hope you found some value in this video, and I will talk to you in the next video I'll be doing tonight, which is Forex trading analysis for Friday. Take care.